Should I buy Zagara?
My brood stands ready.
Zagara is a specialist who is best suited to pushing lanes. She uses a variety of expendable minions to turn enemy towers, forts, and keeps to dust. Let's cover her kit. Zagara's trait spawns a creep tumor. The creep tumor generates, creep around itself, which gives Zagara and her minions increased movement speed and health regeneration whilst standing on the creep. The creep tumor also gives vision for Zagara and her team. This, in my opinion, is her best skill. Good Zagaras will make sure to have creep tumors all over the place, meaning that they will be able to see incoming ganks, the posture of the enemy team, whether anyone is at the map objectives, and more. You can also place creep tumors in bushes, which will reveal enemies trying to hide in them. Spawn creep tumor is on a very short cooldown and can hold multiple charges. Her Q is Baneling Barrage. It launches banelings in a straight line that roll until they hit something or they reach the end of their short lifespans. Then they explode, dealing splash damage at the point of their death. Even without any traits, this ability outranges towers, meaning that Zagara can siege enemy structures from the very start of the game. Her W is Hunter Killer, which spawns a Hydralisk on the enemy target that lasts for a pretty decent length of time. This Hydralisk has eyes only for the enemy it was initially targeted upon, and it will not attack anything else. Her E is Infested Drop. This skill drops a pod that spawns 2 roachlings onto target area. The pod itself does a pretty decent amount of damage, but the DPS of the roachlings is fairly low. They do, however, have a lot of health. You can use these roachlings to tank enemy tower shots so that you don't need other minions in order to start attacking a tower. Zagara's first choice for heroic ability is called Devouring Maw. After a short delay, tentacles will envelop a rather large targeted area, trapping all enemy heroes inside the targeted area for a short duration. This ability is very useful for turning the tide in teamfights, as being able to knock out enemy heroes even for a few seconds can completely change the outcome. Her second choice is called Nidus Network. This creates a tunnel system for Zagara. She is able to place multiple Nidus heads all over the map. She can then enter one and leave another. There's no maximum distance between 2 heads. They can be destroyed by opponents, so my advice would be to place them somewhere safe. Zagara also has to channel to enter a worm, so you usually will not be able to use it to escape enemies. Although it's worth noting that just damage will not interrupt the channel, so if you have enough health, you may be able to. Both choices are very powerful in their own right. Zagara is usually meant to be on her own, annihilating the enemy's base while they are distracted elsewhere. Devouring Maw gives her the ability to be much more of a contribution in teamfights than she normally would be. Nidus Network, on the other hand, is great for being able to jump all over the place. Through the use of your creep tumors, you see enemies coming to defend that fort you were just devouring? Not a problem. Use the network and you can be on the complete other side of the map, safe and sound and ready to destroy their defenses there. My personal rule while playing Zagara was if my team seems to be very coordinated and good at working together, or it's a very small map, I would take Devouring Maw. Otherwise, I'd snatch up Nidus Network. Here's my concluding thoughts about Zagara. She is a very good hero for those who like to play as a sort of lone wolf. She's usually not an amazing contribution in team fights. Zagara shines when she's alone and able to do her own thing. I found her effectiveness is a lot less dependent on how good your team is, but how good the enemy team is. If the enemy team can't get along and none of them are listening to each other to send one of theirs back to defend whatever Zagara is currently destroying, she will eat them alive. If, however, they are coordinated, then you are going to have a much more difficult time. Of course, being able to provide vision all over the map with your creep tumors is a huge plus in of itself. The short answer to the question, should I buy Zagara, is you have to really like the idea of being able to turn enemy structures to dust after only a few seconds of having your sight set on them, and allowing your team to see almost the entire map with her creep tumors. Because honestly, she isn't great at doing much other than that. Her banelings are usually easy for enemy heroes to dodge, the Hydralisk dies very easily, and the Roachlings do very poor damage. The only contribution Zagara can really provide in a team fight is Devouring Maw. If that still sounds okay to you, then you will almost certainly enjoy playing her. If, however, that's not really your thing, then Zagara probably is not a good hero for you. Thank you very much for watching. The next hero covered in this series will be Thrall, who will be added very shortly after this recording. So if you'd like to see that, please consider subscribing to the channel. My name has been Limbic, and I will see you all next time.
Just give me some time, and I'll worm my way into your pathetic Terran heart.
That would imply that you haven't already.